Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'du. Today we begin our Quran class, Tafseer, Quran and Hifz with Surah Al-Ghaashiyah. Surah Al-Ghaashiyah. Okay. Surah Al-Ghaashiyah. And Surah Al-Ghaashiyah is one of the surahs that's recited, or from the Sunnah, to recite on Yawm al-Jumu'ah, the day of the khutbah, the Friday prayers, and also the Eid. So it's from those surah that the Prophet ﷺ, Surah Al-A'la, which is the next surah that we will do in Bidhnillah Ta'ala, and Surah Al-Ghaashiyah. So these surahs are well-known, well-recited surahs, and we should all know them, of course. And so before beginning today with the reading of the surah, we're going to point out a few words here, inshallah, so that you can already have them in your vocabulary as we go over them. Because as we said, and we always say, the more that we know from the words of the Quran, the more that we understand the Quran, the more that we will be able to benefit from the Quran and love the Quran. So, Al-Ghaashiyah. Al-Ghaashiyah. That is actually the name of the surah, Al-Ghaashiyah. So Al-Ghaashiyah has the meaning of something that's overtaking and overwhelming. So the meaning of Al-Ghaashiyah, you have to know your vocabulary. Al-Ghaashiyah means the overwhelming. So that is the name of this surah, Al-Ghaashiyah, the overwhelming. Wujuhum is faces. Yes, faces, plural. The singular of wujuh is wajh. Wajhum. Wajh. So wujuh is as it comes in the surah, faces. Wajh is the singular of that. Ayn. Many of us know ayn as eye, right? But ayn also has the meaning of a spring, like spring of that the water comes out of, the water springs. Okay, so ayn, so spring where water comes from. Okay, and ta'am. So ta'am, we know, is what everyone loves to enjoy, which is food. Okay, food, F-O-O-D, food, ta'am. Radiyatun, or radiya, it is to be pleased, happy. So when you're pleased with something, you're happy with the situation or whatever the thing is, radiya. You're radiya. Okay? You're pleased with the situation. Sururun is the plural of sarir. Sarir, if anyone remembers the meaning of sarir. Sarir is what? Bed. So surur, beds. Okay? Or something that's comfortable that you can lay on. Okay? Surur, sarir. Sururun, sarir. It's the singular. Plural, beds. Okay? And sarir, bed. Akwab. Akwabun. Akwab. The akwab means cups. Cups you drink from. And kub is one cup, the singular. So akwab, jam'u, the plural. And kub is the mufrad, the singular of that. Okay? So it means cup and cups. Cups and cup. Okay? So Al-Ghaashiyah, the overwhelming. Wujuh, faces. The singular is wajh, face. Ayn, which is spring here in the meaning of in the context here in this surah. Okay? Ta'am is food. And radiya is being pleased. And surur is beds. Surir, bed. Akwab, cups. Kub, cup. Okay? So those words we should know. So take them, write them down, memorize them, know them in your vocabulary. So whenever you're called upon to say, hey, what does this word mean, that we know. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this surah. Okay? Let's start reciting this surah, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هل أتاك حديث الغاشية هل أتاك حديث الغاشية هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة وجوه يومئذ خاشعة وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة عاملة ناصبة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تصلى نارا حامية تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية تسقى من عين آنية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة وجوه يومئذ ناعمة وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية لسعيها راضية لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية في جنة عالية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية لا تسمع فيها لاغية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها عين جارية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة فيها سرر مرفوعة فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة وأكواب موضوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة ونمارق مصفوفة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة وزرابي مبثوثة وزرابي مبثوثة. نقف هنا. So we stop here and we'll complete the rest of the surah. So we doing the first verses from 1 through 16. Verses 1 through 16. Verses 1 through 16. Okay? 1 through 16. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hal ataka hadith al-Ghaashiyah. Allah starts here with a question. Something that you need to now bring your attention to. Hal ataka hadith al-Ghaashiyah. Has it come to you, the hadith, the story, the news, the information about al-Ghaashiyah? Hal ataka hadith al-Ghaashiyah. Has it come to you? Hal ataka. Has it come to you? Hadith al-Ghaashiyah. The story of Al-Ghaashiyah. The narration of Al-Ghaashiyah. What is going to happen? So the Al-Ghaashiyah, we know the meaning is the overwhelming. Something that is like too much. You know how we say this is too much. This is beyond me. I can't handle this. So something that overwhelms you. Sometimes we say our work. Yeah, Imam Yassin, you give us too much homework. It's overwhelming, right? Sometimes it can be overwhelming, but I don't believe we give it overwhelming work, right? But when something is too much for you, it's like too much that's overwhelming. And sometimes it could be something that you could be overwhelmed with fear, sadness, okay? Unfortunately, depression, okay? So it's overwhelming. On the opposite, something could be so overwhelming of joy. Wow. So it could be you could be overwhelmingly happy. This is too much, right? So sometimes people you could see them crying, and those crying and tears could be from sadness, and sometimes crying and tears could be out of what? Happiness. Okay? So overwhelming. So this day of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about, Al-Ghaashiyah, this is one of the names of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Al-Ghaashiyah, because this is an overwhelming day. We already discussed some of the things of why this day will be so overwhelming that it may be frightening to some people. So it's very, very overwhelming. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wujuhun yawma'idhin khashi'ah. Wujuhun yawma'idhin khashi'ah. So wujuh, we know wujuh means faces. Faces. Wujuh means faces. And so Allah says, Wujuhun yawma idhin, that day, yawma idhin, that day, khashi'ah. Khashi'ah, here, they will be humble. They will be, some faces that day will be disgraced. They will be overwhelmed with fear. Why? They will be sad. Aminatun nasiba. The next ayah. Why would they be experiencing all this emotions at once? Frightened, fear, and sadness, grief. Why? Aminatun nasiba. They worked so hard. They work so hard, sacrifice so much. They tired themselves for what? Tasla narun hamiyah. All the hard work that they did, all the tiring that they did, working in this dunya, tasla narun hamiyah, and they will be sent to the nar al-hamiyah, which is blazing fire. Who will be sent there? And why would they be sad? Why would they be grieved? It's simple. Those who disbelieved in Allah, number one, from the mushrikeen, when Nasara were you, unfortunately, worshiping other than Allah alone. Because you have some people who they are very devoted to what they do, but unfortunately, if it's not for Allah, they work themselves so hard to get what? What did they benefit from the work that they did? Also from the munafiqeen, of course, and from the fasiqeen, those rebellious and disobedient people who are Muslim. We have to never forget that we look at these ayat and we look at our own selves. Am I doing everything that Allah wants me to do? Am I doing my best? Or am I just playing with the religion, playing with Islam, doing whatever it is that I want to do and not taking anything serious, living my life how I want to live it instead of living it how Allah wants me to live it, and not praying? Unfortunately, how many Muslims, or those who are supposed to be Muslims, are not praying their 5 daily prayers when they should? How many Muslims do not fast, or they say they're Muslims, they don't fast the month of Ramadan? They don't give any zakat. They don't read the book of Allah. They don't read the Quran. What are they doing? What are they busying themselves with? Chasing the dunya. Enjoying this dunya. Just relaxing and having fun, trying to get more money so they can have nice clothes, nice jewelry, nice phones and electronic devices, nice big screen TVs, nice homes, nice cars. Building this here and doing this and there. All these materialistic things, working hard for them and distracting them from the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the situation for many of us. But yet we expect no punishment. And that is just those who are neglectful. What about those of us who engage in sins? That we say we're Muslims, but we don't make sincere tawbah, sincere repentance. And we go on living and chasing our desires, our shahwat. From zina, having girlfriends and boyfriends. Those that do drugs, drinking, and other drugs and smoking. Or looking at things we shouldn't look at. Listening to the things we shouldn't listen to. All these facilities, everything that Allah gave you, and you use it to disobey Allah. Amilatun nasiba. Striving, working hard till you're tired to get these things in the dunya. Another narration talked about Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, mentioning how he saw someone striving, working hard. Umar ibn Khattab, we know he was the second Khalifa of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He went one day and he passed by a place where a monk, we know a monk is a person who devotes himself to worship. And he called him, Ya Rahib. He called him. The monk came out to greet Umar. And Umar looked at the man. And Umar began to weep and cry. And so when it was asked of Umar, Ya Umar, why? What made you cry? What was making you cry like that? And he said, Amilatun nasiba. تَصْلَى نَارًا حَامِيَةً. I remember this ayat, these verses, when I looked at the monk. How dutiful he was, or he is, to worship, but he is not worshiping Allah alone. Whether he is calling upon other than Allah, who he may believe that is the son of Allah, when Allah has no sons or daughters. So he calling upon and worshiping in a way, first of all, to call upon one who is, he shouldn't be calling upon, he should be calling upon the one who he called upon. All the prophets and messengers, all the right people, they call upon Allah. And so now, and then, is he worshiping as he should be worshiping, as Allah wants him to worship? Or is another created way that man has developed to worship? You have to worship how Allah wants us to worship, and worship Allah alone. Not worship however we want to worship, and worship others along with Allah. So all the hard work that we see many people doing lots of good deeds. Doing lots of good deeds, but they don't do them for the sake of Allah. They do it in the name of someone else. They do it for the sake of fame and fortune. They do it to make themselves feel good, so that people can say, oh, look at this person did this, look at this person there. They're nice and they're generous. They do it for show. It's no ikhlas, no sincerity. Your deeds must have ikhlas, must have sincerity, and they must be in conformity with what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came with. So this is why Umar cried, seeing the state of this devout worshiper, but was not worshiping correctly. Next ayat, Tusqa min aynin aniyah. They will be given to drink, Tusqa, be given to drink, min, from, min means from, Tusqa min, they will be given to drink, min, from, aynin. What does ayn mean? Here, spring, aniyah, from a boiling spring. Huh? Boiling, we know the meaning of boil, means something hot. Something hot, boiling hot. When we boil water, we see all this, the water bubbling up, and we see all the steam. Do you want to put your hand in there? Do you want to take that right away and drink that? I don't think so. You got to wait till it cool down, right? To get to a temperature that things are cool. And where it's still hot, but you could drink it, but you still sip it. You don't just down it like that. So we can't drink something boiling. But this is all that the people would have that day, and would not be even clean, fresh water as we would think, but rather, as we mentioned before, be the pus and bloody, nasty, filthy stuff, secretions. لَيْسَ لَهُمْ طَعَامٌ إِلَّا مِنْ ضَرِيعٍ. لَيْسَ لَهُمْ. لَيْسَ, it is not. Lahum, for them. Laysa lahum, it is not for them. Ta'am, any food. Ta'am, illa, except min dori', except from dori'. Dori', it is known in this world, in this dunya, as a poisonous plant that tastes bad. No creature even wants it. Not even animals want it. So if the person knows this type of thing, which is you don't even want in this dunya, and it's poisonous, how more horrible will it be in the place of torture, in the hellfire, in the next life? So laysa lahum ta'amun illa min dhuriyya. No good food. No fresh grapes and mangoes and bananas and apples and pears, oranges, none of that fresh good fruit, pineapples that we like to eat, that's refreshing when you eat it and drink the juice from it. Not that type of stuff. They won't have that in the hellfire. ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع. لا يسمن. So that food that they will have, that thorny poisonous plant, it won't nourish them. They won't have anything that's going to nourish them and satiate them and make them feel good. You know, after we eat, when you're very, very hungry, you're like, oh, I'm good now. Huh? This food, this poisonous durea that they eat will not benefit them. وَلَا يُغْنِي مِن جُوعٍ, and will not free them from their hunger. So will not satiate them and not nourish them, meaning they won't benefit from it, nor will they be satiated from their hunger. They're still going to be hungry. وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاعِمَةٌ. So now Allah talks about another type of faces. Wujuh, faces. وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ, faces that day. Na'ima. Na'im, something shining and bright. Shiny, bright faces that day. Another group of faces. لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةٌ. لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةٌ. So because of their striving, لِسَعْيِهَا. So because of those faces, mean the people, those souls, because of their striving hard, رَاضِيَةٌ. Because of their striving, they'll be what? Pleased. The other group, خَاشِعَةٌ. They'll be what? وُجُوهٌ يَوْمِئِذٍ خَاشِعَةٌ. The first group, their faces are what? Humbled, and they'll be disgraced and humiliated. And this next group, وُجُوهٌ يَوْمِئِذٍ نَعِمَةٌ, the faces that will be bright that day and shining, لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةٌ, because of their striving and hard work, they'll be pleased. Not amilatun nasiba, where they were working hard and it just made them tired and they didn't benefit anything. Okay, so both groups strove and worked hard, but one group, radiya, they're going to be pleased. لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةٌ فِي جَنَّةٍ عَالِيَةٍ. Fi, in Jannah, we know Jannah, the gardens, the paradise. Aliyah, the high gardens. SubhanAllah. We'll be in the high, lofty gardens. Imagine, we can't even imagine how beautiful it'll be in the Jannah. But imagine just in this dunya, if you've seen a valley of fruits and that you love, they're already ripe and ready for you. In nice green grass, nice trees, nice sky, not too hot, not cold, just a nice, perfect temperature, and nice wind. You relax and enjoying. Jannah is beyond that, beyond what we can comprehend. Fi jannatin aliyah. So fi jannatin aliyah, in that Jannah, that high Jannah, la tasma'u fiha laghiya. La tasma'u, it will not be heard, fiha, in that Jannah, laghiya, any type of bad speech. No one will be lying or cursing or swearing or gossiping about one another, talking bad about no one. None of that. No false tales will go on in this place. Fiha aynun jariyah. In this Jannah, fiha, in it, aynun, it has ayn as well. Spring, jariyah, a flowing, nice flowing spring. And so in this flowing spring will be the drinks that we like and that we enjoy. Fiha aynun jariyah. Fiha sururun marfu'ah. And also in this fiha, in this Jannah, they will have surur. Surur that would be marfu'ah, nice, high and lofty beds that we can lie upon. Some people they like those real nice beds in this dunya, right? Mattresses is about this high, waist high or whatever, so they climb into their beds. It's nice, comfy beds, right? If some people they don't like. If you was to say, hey, we're just gonna move into this home and we're just going to sleep on the floor and the carpets. Some people, they like that. But some people, they'll look at you, no, I mean, need me a nice big old bed, nice comfortable bed that I can climb into and bounce around in it. That type of bed is what some people are looking for. So they like those that like those in this Jannah, in this dunya, they will have better than that in the Jannah, in the Akhirah. فِيهَا سُرُرٌ مَرْفُوعَةٌ. So nice, lofty, raised, high beds. وَأَكْوَابٌ مَوْضُوعَةٌ. Akwab means what? Cups. Mawdu'a, they'll be placed there for you, ready. SubhanAllah. Those of us that don't like to go up and get something to drink, it will be there for you, ready to drink what you want. And also will even be poured for you. If you don't want to hold it yourself, it can also be what? Poured for you. So this is when we could, so to say, be lazy. We don't be lazy in this dunya. So because of our hard work in this dunya, we'll be pleased in the akhirah, in Jannah. So don't be lazy. The Prophet ﷺ, he seek refuge in Allah from laziness. Seek refuge in Allah from being lazy. Don't be lazy in this dunya. Don't want your Jannah here in this dunya. Yes, Allah, even the things He may bless us with, we may live a decent and good life, alhamdulillah, but know that this is nothing compared to the Jannah. Don't think this is all and that you don't want to let this go. Right? So whether you have it easy and Allah blesses you with a lot of things in this dunya, or He blesses you with little in this dunya, whatever it is, you look for the akhirah. You look for what's more in the akhirah. Even it said that some of the companions during the time of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu, that he was afraid about their situation because Allah had opened up the dunya for the Muslims at that time, and he was wondering what we're going to have left for the hereafter. And we know Uthman was already a wealthy man before he even became the Khalifa of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so seeing what all the Muslims were getting from wealth, he was concerned, what will we have in the akhirah? So sometimes we need to be conscious like Uthman, or all the time rather. Don't focus so much on this dunya. If Allah blesses you, alhamdulillah. But don't think that this is the end. Don't focus, work hard and focus on getting all the dunya things at the expense of your akhirah, where you neglect your duties to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't do that. Don't neglect your akhirah. If you love yourself, work hard for your akhirah. وَنَمَارِقُ مَصْفُوفَةً. These will be like pillows. وَسَائِدًا. So pillows nicely arranged that you can lean back on, right? We know how some people they like to arrange the pillows looking nice on their sofas or on their floors, or how they want to sit back on them, recline. And some people how they have a lot of pillows even in their bed for some reason that's taking up half the bed. Okay, people like nice soft pillows or whatever. Some people like hard pillows, right? But whatever type of pillows you like, you will have for your comfort. And you will never be in discomfort anymore. Because now our pillows, at times we got to fluff them up and refix them to make them right. And if you lay there too long, you could get sore and things. None of that in the Jannah. Ultimate comfort, ultra comfort, without discomfort ever. وَنَمَارِقُ مَصْفُوفَةً وَزَرَابِيُّ مَبْثُوثَةً. And there will be carpets. Zarabi here means carpets. Mabthutha, hunak wa hunak wa huna, everywhere that you need. Because some people, they just want to have carpets. And people like nice plush carpets. Whether to walk on, whether to sit on, or even to lay on. People like carpets. So all these plush things, right? All these nice plush, beautiful things, as you like them, ready for you in the Jannah. We stop there, inshallah. That's the 16th ayah, and then the next we will continue bi'idhnillah from ayah number 17 to number 26, inshallah. We will complete the surah during our next class, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So let's recite the surah one more time, and then know the meaning, okay? Pay attention well, know the key words, and I want to hear from you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة. نقف هنا. We stop here. We ask Allah Ta'ala to make this beneficial for us and to accept from us this humble effort. We ask Him to forgive us for any mistakes that we've made and to rectify our tongue, to rectify our hearts, and to let the Quran be most enjoyable and loving and pleasing to us, and let the Quran be a hujjah lana, a proof for us Yawm al-Qiyamah, and that on the day of Al-Ghaashiyah, of overwhelming, that is overwhelming joy for us and not overwhelming sadness. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.